Wow, Colin, you see my video really trigger a lot of people. Nah. You see so many comments. Some looks legit, some looks off topic. Some they give suggestion, and then some just criticize for the sake of criticizing.
Yeah, I mean, I actually saw that. I mean, it's like that one. You know, whenever we want to talk about the resale value of EVs, right? The naysayers, haters, and you know, especially the trolls, they will have a lot to talk about. You know, anything we say, they will have something to counter.
But like that, how? But this is the real fact that happens. Then or we need to wait for 1 or 2 more years when more EV flood the market, then talk about the EC resale value?
Actually, I don't think there is a need to wait. I think actually now is the best time. Your last video got like 20,000 views, you know. Yeah, it means that people really care about EV. So maybe you can do a part 2, like, you know, address the comments, clarify properly, and maybe give some context.
You think so?
Yeah, okay. I really think that you should know. I mean, you don't need to argue with everyone now. You know, just explain the fact, share your context, right, and really your real ownership experience. Yeah, I'm quite sure the right audience will get it right.
Colin, okay, I'll take your suggestion.
Okay,
thanks.
Okay, good. Anyway, I think my tire rotation done already, right?
Yes, it's done.
Yeah. Okay. I tell you what, I need to run. I will make payment with Abi outside. Okay. All right. Thanks for that.
See you. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Okay, right. So on my previous video, which I got more than 20,000 views, I discussed about the resale value of the EV, specifically the 2 EVs that I've owned, which is the BYD Atto 3 and this Volkswagen ID4. I shared how much I was quoted for both cars when I wanted to sell them both at 18 months old. So after the video was released, many viewers shared their thoughts. Honestly, I think there were a few very interesting comments and good perspectives. But some viewers are still not convinced that the EV resale value is always bad, regardless of the brand. A few also felt that my comparison between the 2 cars wasn't entirely fair. And of course, with any EV discussion, you will always get strong opinions. So there were some hate remarks also. But I have replied to almost all of the comments. From that video, I realized something after that. There are a lot of different opinions and also many misunderstandings. So today, I would like to walk through these ideas based on what I personally experienced after actually selling my BYD. Just to be clear, I'm not here to argue with anyone or to say who is right or wrong. I'm just sharing what I have experienced as an owner and what I have learned through in this process of selling my EV car. After I go into that, I hope you can join the discussion and comment below that which EV are you driving now, which EV car that you would like to explore, or you have not tested an EV. So let's address the comments. One common belief that come up a lot is this: EV resale value is always bad, no matter the model. But from what I learned from my customers, either they buy a brand new EV or a second-hand one. And also, some of the dealers in this building where my tire shop is located, I think the real situation is not that simple. Because different EVs behave very differently in the resale market. And the outcome depends on the specific model, the entry price, the COE at the time of sales, and the level of demand at that time. I think it is because the EV market in Singapore is still developing, so pricing behavior is still forming. So we really cannot assume every EV will depreciate the same way or at the same speed. In my own experience, some models hold value better than people expect, just like my Atto 3. But others drop more quickly, especially when the starting price is high, like my ID4. So I think it is more accurate to say that EV resale the value varies, rather than saying that EV resale value is always bad. And another common comment is that Chinese EV will lose value faster compared to other brands, including Conti brands. But from what I have observed, demand matters more than country of origin. Because when people buy a used car, they normally will ask questions like, do I know this brand? Am I able to replace the parts easily? Is it affordable to own? and dealers will tend to give a better quote if the demand for that model is higher. Today we see BYD everywhere on the road, right? When a model becomes common, people understand it more, and buyers are more confident buying it second-hand. So when dealers receive more inquiries for that model, they become more confident to take it at a higher price. This is why the resale behavior is affected more by demand and pricing, not by brand origin alone. And then there were a few comments pointing out that comparing the Volkswagen ID4 and with the BYD Atto 3 isn't exactly an apple-to-apple comparison. I think that's a reasonable point, and that's why I want to clarify what I was actually comparing. So when I compared my two cars, I wasn't comparing the total dollar loss, because naturally a more expensive car will lose more dollars, even if the percentage drop is the same. That's why I use one metric that makes it more apple-to-apple comparison, which is percentage of depreciation, or in other words, how steep the drop is. And here's the simplest way to think about it. Dollars tells you the pain in your wallet. Percentage tells you the speed of depreciation. My Volkswagen was offered 50% of the current selling price, and my BYDs was offered about 20% of the current selling price. So the fact is that more expensive cars lose more money in absolute dollars. It's not just an EV thing. This applies to traditional ICE cars and hybrid cars too. So my comparison wasn't about saying one brand is better than another. What I was saying is when we compare resale value, looking at the percentage of depreciation often gives a more meaningful insight than looking at absolute dollar loss alone. So ultimately, I feel EV resale value in Singapore is still unstable, mainly because the EV resale market is still young. Most EV models here are still quite new. Like many in the mass segment are just 1 to 3 years in the market. And because of that, used car dealers are still learning how to evaluate the EV over time. So yes, sometimes you will see strange resale prices, not because EV is bad, but because the market is still calibrating. But having said all this, I want to qualify one thing. I'm not saying that I'm an expert in the EV resale pricing. What I want you to know is I run a tire shop that caters mainly for EVs. So we see EVs every day. And because I like to interact with customers, I get to listen to real ownership experience over time, not just online opinions. So I noticed the difference between speculation from the non-EV owners versus actual ownership experience from real drivers. So do you want to know what kind of small talk EV owners share? People who haven't owned an EV often worry more about resale value, among other factors. And sometimes they speak negatively about what they expect will happen in the future. Maybe it is because they read an article from another country, maybe an old article around like 2 to 3 years ago, and they try to apply it in Singapore. And honestly speaking, many EV owners are quite chill. They focus on the ownership experience, not just resale talk. But what is interesting is this, many EV owners are early adopters like me, like my friend Colin from earlier too. They enjoy the car now, but they also upgrade faster than traditional car owners. And this is literally how second-hand EV enter the market. So in a nutshell, in Singapore, EV resale value is influenced by many practical factors working together. First, demand for the specific model matters a lot. When more buyers want a certain car, dealers are more confident to take in, and resale tends to be stronger. Second, brand perception in the local market affects buyer confidence. If buyers feel familiar and comfortable with a model, it becomes easier to resell, and that influences the dealer's pricing behavior too. Third, the initial purchase price is very important because it sets the baseline that depreciation starts from. That means if the entry price is high, the dollar drop feels more painful. Fourth, supply in the used market affects competition. When a lot of similar units come into the used market at the same time, sellers compete and prices will soften. And lastly, timing matters. Even the COE level and market mode of that month can affect how fast a car can be sold and at what price. So resale value isn't determined by just one single factor. It's a mix of market forces over time. Okay, enough saying about EV resale value for now. If you are an EV owner and you are looking for a new set of EV tires, or you need a tire rotation balancing and a quick health tire check, we can help you at Tire Pte Ltd. And if your tires are wearing out, come by and experience Lassa tires for yourself. And I also noticed this trend too. Many new owners, they change out their unknown brand stock tires at a very early stage. Sometimes also right after collecting their brand new car. Because they want better wet grip, lower noise, and more confidence on the road. So if you are collecting your new car soon, do drop by and let us share with you what we have to offer. Meanwhile, do like this video and subscribe to our new channel for more content on EVs and EV tires, okay? Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.